Hello and welcome to Indiana Baseball Weekly presented by Big Ten Plus. I'm your host, Mason Williams, and I'm joined by my good friend and colleague, Matthew Byrne. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's always a pleasure talking Indiana baseball. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, good to have you here. And Matt, despite no Big Ten series this past weekend, the Hoosiers, they kept things rolling, a perfect 5-for-5 week, and it was more of the same for Indiana, really just youth.
Well, you're absolutely right. You can point to a number of different performances by underclassmen that greatly helped Indiana go 5-0 on this week. Freshman right-hander Ethan Phillips, 4 2/3 innings on Tuesday, allowing no earned runs in a very pivotal win against number 12 Louisville. Braden Reisdorf, another freshman arm, threw 7 shutout innings total in that 5-game span. Indiana head coach Jeff Mercer said that Carter Matheson looked great over the weekend at the plate. He's a sophomore, and fellow sophomores Josh Pine and Brock Tibbetts totaled 19 hits as well. And Indiana is now the first Big Ten team to reach 30 wins. Only had 27 wins last year, and really when trying to uncover the reasoning for such a quick turnaround, obviously the underclassmen are really thriving, but also are likely inspired by upperclassmen. Players such as Philip Glasser, Bobby Whalen, Matthew Ellis, and Hunter Jesse. Players that either transferred to Indiana last year or saw an increased playing time last year during Indiana's losing record, and Jeff Mercer was hinting that those players are adamant on not repeating that losing season.
Yeah, that youth movement really doing a lot and showing up this week as far as the Big Ten awards. You mentioned Ethan Phillips, the Big Ten's pitcher of the week, and then also Tyler Cerny, one of those two outstanding freshmen that have been really performing alongside Devin Taylor. He was named the Big Ten's Freshman of the Week this past week as well for their performances. Now, before we look ahead to Maryland this weekend, we'll take a quick look at the current Big Ten standings, and you don't have to look far to find either Indiana or Maryland. The Hoosiers checking in at 9-3 in the conference so far. The Terrapins 8-4. That's good for first and second in the conference respectively. Now, Matt, the two teams, they meet this weekend in Bloomington, a pivotal conference series. How do you see it shaking out?
Well, I anticipate that this is going to be another series of entertaining baseball. You look at Indiana, 9-3, have not dropped a Big Ten series this year. You look at Maryland, only one game back in the standings. Terrapins haven't dropped a Big Ten series either. There's a few heavy hitters on both lineups as well. Right-hander Jason Savacool, starter for Maryland. Luke Sennard, Indiana's ace as well. Devin Taylor and Tyler Cerny, freshman on Indiana. Maryland has some other players like Nick LaRusso and Matt Shaw that can do damage at the plate. So just like Indiana's 3-game series with Iowa a few weeks ago, which the Hoosiers won 2-1, saw lots of entertaining baseball there, I predict something similar this weekend as well, even though the weather might not be as good.
Yeah, Indiana's really rolling as well. 7 consecutive series. They've not dropped a Big Ten series, as you mentioned, and they're 22-1 at home. So Indiana definitely has some home cooking on their side, but should be a fun one this weekend in Bloomington. But that'll do it for us. Be sure to follow at Indiana on BTN for the latest on everything Hoosier Athletics. For Matthew Byrne and the production crew behind the camera, I've been Mason Williams. This is Indiana Baseball Weekly presented by Big Ten Plus.